To our second major story now, a war crime suspect in the Central African Republic, CAR, Rambot Yekatome, popularly known as Rambo, was arrested by the security forces after creating panic in the National Assembly during the election of the new president in October. Now, Rambo was on Saturday extradited to the ICC. He faces several charges on war crimes.
In 2015, Alfred Yekatome, also known as Colonel Rambot, was placed under sanctions by the United Nations and the American Treasury. The Treasury suspected him of having carried out campaigns of violence against Muslim populations, killing civilians in Baiki and using 153 children as firefighters. His extradition is the first extradition to the ICC since the opening of the investigation on the Central African Republic in September 2014 into war crimes and crimes against humanity allegedly committed there from 2012.
Eric Tambo is the Attorney General of the Tribunal of Bangui, and we spoke with him in an interview in Bangui and asked him about the nature of Rambo's charges. Let's take a listen.
Yekatome fut celui-là pendant
Yekatome was the one who, during the military political events from 2013 to 2014, one of the warlords in the south of Bangui, especially in Bimbo to Baiki. Despite this, since he was presumed innocent, his case was admitted, and at the time of his arrest, he was an elected member of the nation. And as you know, on 29 October 2018, in the hemicycle of the National Assembly, when the deputies were about to elect a new president of the National Assembly, since the old one was dismissed, it was at that moment that the deputy, Rambot Yekatome, disguised his weapons and fired in the National Assembly.
Rambot Yekatome a dégainé son arme et a tiré dans l'Assemblée nationale, mettant tout le monde en panique.
He caused everyone to panic, and since it was a flagrant crime, the police proceeded to his arrest, and he was prosecuted on 4 counts. That is including the associations of criminals, being armed, the attempted murder of elected representatives of the people.
Contre les élus du peuple, et puis menace à main armée.
Interesting, but the question many are asking is why the ICC and not the country's special criminal courts to deal with such cases. Why is it that is the ICC that's taking over this case?
As I told you, Rambot was one of the warlords in the midst of the crisis. The prosecutor Bensouda, that is Fatou Bensouda, had issued an ultimatum against all warlords in the CAR that the abuses they are committing against the population will fall within her jurisdiction and that she will investigate in CAR with regard to these abuses. After this declaration of August 7th, 2014, an investigation was already opened by the ICC against all warlords. And since you know that the ICC does not have the OPJs, it is the states that sign the Rome Statute and that are responsible for making the arrest and taking advantage of the arrest of Rambot in relation to the events of the National Assembly. And the ICC made a request to the Central African government. That is through the Ministry of Justice, and having examined the case by us technicians, we thought we should bring Rambot to the International Criminal Court, since he was the subject of a prosecution of crimes against humanity and war crimes.
Now, usually extradition procedures at the International Criminal Court, ICC, are often complex and could take a very long time, but this time it seemed to have been swift. What necessitated a fast process in this case?
No, it is not easy. The ICC has started investigating since then in the Central African Republic. And you know that in matters of the investigation, it is secret. Despite being elected of the nation that are being investigated, that are conducted discreetly by the ICC in collaboration with the Central African Justice. And since he has been arrested, and since we are signatories of the Rome Statute, we have collaborated, and they are ahead. And you know that the ICC only works at the request of countries. And at the time, during the difficult times, we have means to investigate the arrest of Rambot. And when the opportunity arose, we referred him to the ICC cooperation, but the ICC began to conduct investigation since then in the CAR at the request of the government.
Eric Tambo, I'd like to thank you very much for speaking with us. Eric Tambo, Central African Republic's CAR's Attorney General of the Tribunal of Bangui, speaking to us there in that interview.